Hello guys, I hope everyone is well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a very interesting SQL question. It's a very easy level problem. Let's see what the problem says, then we will try to solve it. So in today's problem, we have been given a transaction table, and in the transaction table, we have some columns starting with transaction ID, transaction date, transaction user, entity ID, transaction amount, and transaction location. And we have some users, Alice, Bob, and Carol. So what we need to find out from this table is we want to get all the transaction of a user and its transaction details who has done the second transaction within last 10 days. So if you look at one particular user, let's say Alice, right? So Alice has done a transaction of 5th of May, and we need to find out if she has done any transaction within last 10 days. So if you look at very carefully, 5th of May she has done a transaction. Also, 30th of April, she had done a transaction, right? So it is within the 10 days, right? So that Alice will be in the output. Okay. So we need to find out if the user has done any transaction, not any transaction, has done the second transaction within last 10 days. So how many users are there, or we need to find out the user information. That's it. Pretty simple, huh? So let's see how we can solve it. I hope the question is clear, right? So let's jump into the solution. Let's see how we can solve it. Okay. So now here we have the transaction details table, right? So this is the table that we have, and how we are going to solve it, right? So first of all, let's take let's write a select query, select star, comma, star, comma. So we are going to generate a row number based on the dates per user. So I'm going to write it is row number over, right? Partition by tx user, order by tx date, transaction date, descending. I'm just giving a name as Rn. Okay. And okay, so we have created a row number. And what we need is, think about it, for Alice, we can get the row number, but also we need the maximum of transaction date, right? So what I'm doing is, let's see that, just see that, maximum of transaction date, okay, maximum of transaction date, and I made a mistake, transaction date over partition by transaction user, okay? So I can name as maximum of transaction date, right? And what else we need? Okay, so let's just try this first, okay? From transaction details. Transaction details. Just look at very carefully. So if I run this, we get a row number for Alice based on the highest transaction date. We get the row number as 1, right? And we also get the maximum of transaction date. So this is the maximum of transaction date for the user Alice, correct? For Bob also we get the maximum of transaction date. For for Carol also we get the maximum transaction because we have only one record for Carol, right? So what we are going to do here is we will just try to find out the difference between these two dates. Okay. So what I'm going to do is date diff, okay, day, correct, date diff day, and what do we need? Transaction date and this date, right? This date. So this is nothing but this one, right? So just write it down and give like as days difference. Okay. So if you see, if I run this, we get some days difference. So what was our question? That if a user has done a transaction or has done the second transaction within last 10 days, right? So if you see, the Alice basically this is the second transaction, right? That's why we got 2, right? This is the second transaction, and she had done it within the 10 days, right? Because it is 5, so within the 10 days, right? But none of the other things are getting satisfied. Let's see for Bob. This is the second transaction, but it is outside the bucket. Like greater than equal to 10 days, right? So what I'm gonna do is now with city as, I'm just putting into a city. Okay. What do we need? Select tx user. So I'm just printing the username. Whatever you need, you can print it from here. Select tx user, transaction user from CT. What will be the condition? Where Rn equals to 2. This is just basically like which transaction it is, like second transaction, right? Rn equals to 2 and days difference less than equals to 10, right? Simple. So if I run this, we get the required output. So Alice has done the second transaction within 10 days, right? So we got the data. So this is very simple, right? So if you want to give it a try, please try it out. If you have any other solution, post it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Please share it with your friends. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Please follow me in YouTube as well as in LinkedIn. Okay, till then, thank you. Goodbye.